Hey guys, Miz here with another class, spec, and artifact preview. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Fury Warrior. We'll start with the spells and talents, and then we'll move on to the artifact quest. Now, one big warning, well, really two. First of all, it's alpha, so anything can change, and probably will. Second, spoilers. And third, yes, there's a third, I don't play a Fury Warrior normally. It's the second time that I'm playing it for recording because the first video had audio issues. I really hope they're solved now. But beside the 35 minutes I've spent on the alpha with the Fury Warrior, I've never played this before, so I don't know which talents are old, which ones are new, so we're just going to go through it all. That said, if you've already seen the spell and talent changes, feel free to skip ahead to the artifact part of this video. But for the rest, let's just get started. So, on the first page we have Berserker Rage. With it, we go Berserk. It removes and immunizes us from fear, sap, and incapacitating effects for 6 seconds. And it also enrages us for 6 seconds. Bloodthirst, our main rage generator. With it we attack, we get rage, and we restore 5% of our health. And it has a 40% additional chance to critical hits. Charge is still the same and generates 20 rage. Commanding Shout is now a cooldown, a raid-wide cooldown with which will increase the maximum health of anyone within 15 yards. And of course the health is lost when the 15 seconds ends. 10 seconds, sorry. Enraged Regeneration. With it we will heal ourselves for 50% of our health, but it will require and consume our Enrage effect. Execute is still the same. Deal a lot of damage to enemies that have less than 20% health. Heroic Leap, still the same. Heroic Throw, the same. Piercing Howl, the slow, still the same. Pummel or Interrupt, still on a 15-second cooldown. Raging Blow, usually a rage spender and only usable when enraged. Currently I have this talent that instead of using 10 rage, it generates 10 rage. It's a talent I found to be quite useful. Next is Rampage. Rampage will deal a lot of damage with over 2 seconds. And Rampage will always deal damage as if we were enraged. Now, if we go to Enrage, activating Berserk Rage or Bloodthirst crits will give us Enrage, granting us increased attack speed and damage taken. But our damage done will also be increased by 42% while enraged. So that's pretty nice. Then our cooldown, our DPS cooldown. It's on a 1 minute timer, and special attacks will have 100% chance to critically hit for 5 seconds. Our only AoE ability is Whirlwind, but the added effect of Whirlwind is, after using it, for 6 seconds, one of our Rage Builders, which can only be used when enraged, will now also cleave up to 4 additional targets. So, in AoE situations, you'll want to use Dragon Roar, an old one, you know what it does, or should at least. Use Whirlwind, and then Raging Blow. If needed, we can use Berserker Rage to enrage ourselves, and then still use Raging Blow. Let's see, did I forget anything else? No, the rest are talents. Here you can see a visual bug in the spellbook itself. It says Second Wind is also a normal passive, but it's actually a talented passive. So let's just use that as a segue to the talents. In the first row, Shockwave is the same. It's the conal stun, and it does some damage. Cooldown gets reduced by 20 seconds if it strikes at least 3 targets, so the cooldown will get reduced in half. Stormbolt, I don't know if it's a new one, maybe not, But with it, we deal some damage and stun the target for 4 seconds. But if the target is permanently immune to stuns, for example raid bosses, the damage is quadrupled, so it will do 4 times as much. The last one, a passive Raging Blow and Execute, will hit a nearby second target. So if you need some extra AoE, a great talent to take. Up next, Seething Rage. Enraged Regeneration will no longer require or consume Enrage, and its cooldown is reduced by 60 seconds. So, if we don't have it, Enraged Regeneration is a 2-minute cooldown and we'll use Enrage. Now, it doesn't need it, and it's only 1-minute cooldown. Very useful for solo play. Up next is Bounding Strike, with which Heroic Leap's cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds, and it will also increase our run speed by 70% for 3 seconds. Last one, the one I find least interesting of all, Furious Charge. After charging, we take 20% less damage for 5 seconds. Next row, Endless Rage. We generate 50% additional rage. I found this one to be quite useful. Overpower. Okay, so this is the point where we get to... Most classes start with a simple rotation now, and you can make the rotation more complicated and perhaps more rewarding in the end by using or choosing specific talents. One of them is Overpower. Overpower is an ability that needs to be activated, and it's activated through using our other abilities. Your attacks have a chance to activate Overpower, and only then we'll be able to use Overpower. Overpower does damage and has a 60% chance to deal, to be a critical hit. Next, Avatar. The same one as on live, it transforms us and we deal increased damage. Second Wind, you gain 6% health every 1 second when you haven't taken damage for the last 5 seconds. I really like this as a passive, and it's going to be good for solo play and for stuff like the artifact quest we'll get to after this. Double Time increases our number of charges for charge by 1. So we can charge twice, not fantastic. Imposing Roar. Commanding Shout also increases our leech by 20%, so we don't just gain more health, we also gain leech, which could be useful in a group or raid scenario. Next one, Enraging Blows, was the one I was talking about before. Raging Blow now generates 10 rage instead of costing 10 rage, so that means if we don't have it, Raging Blow costs 10 rage, and it'll make you rage starved really quickly, so I don't recommend it. Frenzy. Furiously slash at the target, dealing damage and increasing your haste by 5% for 10 seconds, and this stacks up to 5 times, so this means you can have 25% increased haste. And again, it's another active ability, giving you the chance to complicate your rotation a bit more, but get more out of it. And then lastly, Blade Storm does the same as on live, It's an AoE. Heroic Strike. Hey, a third ability to make our rotation more complicated. It's not on the global cooldown, and it deals damage. And it gains double the damage bonus from Enrage. So instead of 42% extra damage, it does 84% extra damage. Which isn't too shabby, I would think. Into the Fray. You gain 5% haste for each enemy within 10 yards, up to 5 enemies. So, if there's 5 enemies nearby, and you have both Frenzy and Into the Fray, you can have up to 50% additional haste. Which is going to be pretty sweet with using 2-handers. Up next, Bloodthirst generates an additional 10 rage. The most basic of the talents, but again, as I found out earlier, I was rage starved a lot, so it's a nice talent to have for especially something like this video. Carnage. Rampage deals 20% additional damage and consumes all of your remaining rage to further increase its damage. So that means when you use Rampage, which normally costs 50 rage already, it will take up all your rage and its damage will increase depending on how much extra rage you had. Reckless Abandon reduces the cooldown of Recklessness by 50% and causes it to generate 100 rage. So, Recklessness is the increasing your crit strike chance by 100% for special attacks. That can be reduced down to 30 seconds, and it can give you 100 rage. So that means all you have to do is click Recklessness. Hey, I have 100 rage. Let's bash the guy's skull in. And of course, deal extra damage through the extra crits. But the last one I like the most because it's also an AoE, so we still have some AoE capabilities. Dragon Roar, which does the same as Live, does damage to enemies within 8 yards and increases your damage done by 20% for 6 seconds. Now, let me take a sip of my drink and then we'll get started with the artifact questline, for which I'll do the regular quests reading out loud. Okay, so let's talk to the Raven. The Raven has a message. The Legion has dealt you a blow not easily recovered from. It will take both strength of arm and mind to stop them. I know where to get both. Meet me. Meet the mysterious person. Alright, let's get out a mount, even though we won't be using it a lot. Hey look, a giant ass Vrykul with a different model. You have come to save Azeroth, a goal I hardly approve. I am a simple traveler that has learned much over the years. Let us speak of the power of proving your valor. Mighty warrior you are, yet still beaten at the Broken Shore. A fight meant to be lost, I think. In loss we can become greater. A group of heroes go to the Broken Shores. They wish to prove their valor to a power that watches from above. Join them because they will need you. Join them to restore your honor. Join them to prove your valor. By doing so you may claim something never given to your kind before. Use that to defeat the Legion. I have provided transportation. Right, let's go to Crassus' Landing. And accept that quickly. And we get to ride the cube, because it has no model yet. The cube is very powerful. Don't mess with it. Shrug off your wounds, warriors. Another battle awaits. It's small for this fight, I think. Avi is odd, but rarely wrong. Here they come. Prove your strength, small one. Right, let's take care of the small guys first, because otherwise they'll keep shooting. And that will just be annoying. Alright, well, After this imp, we should be able to take care of the big guy. And take a close look at the animations. They are brand new for the melee. And they look a lot better. As you can see, you can always use the Berserker Rage to quickly gain Enrage and then AoE them down through Whirlwind and Raging Blow. A golden Valkyrie named Danica has arrived. We need to watch her. Ardgrim, Alric, Odin has judged you worthy for his halls. Come with me to glory. Watch me from above, brothers, and save me a seat in the hall. A big one has arrived, little hero. Come and meet your fate before your place is taken. Alright, so we'll take care of the smaller guys first before the Bezerdies. Rage. I really should be able to watch them more, especially now that we have this bar. I still don't feel like too much sometimes. And that's her dead. Malgalor, Lord of Butchery, has arrived to kill everyone. My forces are legion, your efforts are futile. What was that? Malgalor. Enough! I will enjoy breaking you personally. Oy, look at that. At last, this glorious death have... At least this is the glorious death Havi showed me. I'd rather kill it. Little hero, you are a great warrior to fight beside. Will you stand with us even though it may mean our death? Your pathetic life only delays the inevitable. All will die to us. Well, let's see about that, shall we? Right. One thing I didn't say yet is if you guys can hear something in the background, they're doing something outside. They've been re-tiling the sidewalk for a couple of days now, and they've made a lot of noise in the process. So if you hear that, my apologies. It's not something I can control. I might die, but I will take you with me. He didn't do the laugh, but it felt appropriate. A valorous sacrifice, but it is not your time yet. Welcome to the Halls of Valor, where the brave live forever. Welcome to the Halls of Valor, hero. Normally one must die to gain entrance, but times have changed. Fear not, mortal, you are not dead. I was directed to collect you before your demise by Odin himself. I will take you to Odin now. Follow me. Behind you lies the Eye of Odin, back there, which sees all on Azeroth. This way lies the forge where the mightiest weapons of the Valarjar, let's see, are crafted by Helgar, the greatest smith in the halls. Across the way lies the Arena of Glory, over on that side, where warriors vie for supremacy in epic combat. Before us lies the Great Mead Hall, where drinking stories flow freely. Odin awaits ahead. I will go and announce you. Be respectful. They say a lot in a short amount of time. You are the greatest living warrior on Azeroth. It is for this reason that something. My army is imprisoned here by Hellish magic. We cannot leave to face the Legion. You, however, can. As the first living Valarjar, you will have my aid against all of our foes. Let it be known that you are Skylord of the Valarjar. You will lead your followers to glory on the wings of my Valkyr. Right, so this is obviously the equivalent to heaven. Now all here know who you are. It is time for the armament befitting my champion. As the greatest warrior in these halls, you require a great weapon to do both your will and mine. I have looked down on Azeroth and found artifacts worthy of your hands. I leave it to you to choose which artifacts you wish to seek out and wield against the Legion. We will recover the others in time. Alright, so we could go for protection, but we're playing Fury, and that is what the video is about. So, the champion of my great enemy, Helja, wields blades I forged for my champion, killing heroes and taking them to Helheim before I can collect them. Kill him and take the blades. The war swords turn its wielder into a living storm of blades that ravage opponents with unrelenting attacks. So, Helja, Helheim, this is heaven versus hell. Odin's Fury. They both have the same equip effect. Raging Blow has a chance to activate Berserking, increasing your attack speed and critical strike chance by 5% every 1 second for 12 seconds. So, let's go ahead and get those blades. Legend. Helja has made a mockery of my order by creating her own Helajar. Powerful undead tasked with hunting down heroic warriors and taking their souls before my Valkyr can claim them. Among them is her personal champion, Vigfus of Bladewind, who wields stolen blades I forged myself long ago. He has returned to Tidescorn Harbor with a full cargo of stolen souls to take to Helheim. Go there, kill him and his Helajar, and make the swords yours. Right. So, another scenario to actually get our legendary, or not legendary, artifact weapons. I am not going to use the heroic leap to move ahead because any sudden movement can put my character into an infinite loop of errors. It's happened to me before and it really sucks. In fact, because of that type of error, I've had to stop recording 2 different artifact videos. Send me to Tidescorn Harbor. Light the bonfire to clear the mist. Okay. Alright. we got the spell Skyjump to the Halls of Valor. This is basically our teleport spell to our class hall. Captain Bladewind, a warrior is attacking us. 1. Kill the fool, keep my cargo safe. Don't wake me again. It is one good warrior. You have doomed me. Well, I think you doomed yourself. Vivaldi are enraged at the loss of the mist, survive their assaults until the commander comes. Gotta love that dragon roar. Enough with the fodder. I'll harvest your soul myself. Right, kill the mystics. You'll not get below. The very dead will rise to stop you. Well, I mean, they rise, but they won't stop. Want to make it out of here alive? I'll agree to disagree. I think... continues to ignore us, so we're going to destroy the prison runestones to free the souls. Not sure what that was supposed to do. At this point, we should just use Berserker Rage on cooldown. Nothing's really threatening us. Phew. I really am fearful for bugs now when it comes to recording videos. The Blade Wind has made an appearance. Slay him. I think we can manage that. And look, he has my swords. I will take it to Helheim personally, hero. Last one. Escaping. A little further before we fight Hero, I have a surprise for you. Alright, let us heal up quickly via the second wind. Hell yeah, age your champion. This prize will be worth it. Damn. This is a champion of Odin. It is fitting they die by Odin's own blades. I instill a part of my own life force into these blades. Go now, Vigfus, and slay this champion and earn my favor for eternity. Really? Throw my axe. So close. Right, thank you very much for my swords. Four Swords of Valor. As for you, hero, I know you now. Return to Odin and tell him that his living servants mean nothing to me. He and his army will rot in the halls of valor forever. Right, so these are our new swords. Let's teleport. You sky jump, so that's the teleports. Back to the halls of valor. Curse Helia, she has corrupted the blades. Still, her champion defeated her Helajar skulking back to Helheim, and my weapons in the hands of my chosen champion. She even made them more powerful than before. Wield them well, Talman. Smite the enemies of this world. Your new weapon is very powerful, but my smiths have mastered crafting over thousands of years. Speak to Master Smith Helgar and see what improvements can be made. Haven't even really looked around yet. Very cool statues. And the Valkyr. I don't know, I don't really like this place. It's empty, but of course it is alpha, so that could change. This forge has been working for longer than your race has existed. We might know a few things. Your weapon is powerful. It will take my personal forge in order to work it. We can work with the artifact to provide various improvements, provided you have enough experience with it. Let's give it a try, shall we? Alright, so this is the part where I explain your artifact traits and how upgrading your artifact works in general. Let's start with these top two. You have a fire and wind relic slot. Relics are basically the replacements for weapon drops in Legion. We'll be using the artifacts the entirety of Legion, which means weapon drops will have no use. Instead, relics are going to drop, and we'll be able to use relics to upgrade our traits and item level and stuff like that. You can only have 2 relics in your artifact at the same time, so of course you'll have choices to make. Now, what are traits? Traits start out here. They cost 100 artifact power per rank of a trait, and you earn artifact power through stuff like killing rare mobs, killing raid bosses, dungeons, pretty much just by playing the game. The first trait we can unlock is Odin's Fury. Unleash the fiery power bestowed in your weapons by Odin, dealing fire damage plus damage over time to all enemies within 20 yards. Okay, let's click that. We unlock the rest of the trait tree. We learn Odin's Fury, and we get to see a lot more. Traits for those of you that have played somewhere between Classic WoW and Cataclysm. It's like the old talent system that was used up to Cataclysm. Traits have ranks, and you need, in this case, we use artifact power instead of talent points to unlock them. For example, Uncontrolled Rage has 3 ranks, and the first rank gives Charge an additional 5 rage when used. Charge generates 5 additional rage. This means that it's very likely at rank 3, Charge will generate 15 additional rage, which means you'll have put 300 artifact power into an uncontrolled rage. And now there are different types: increasing damage, increasing the amount of rage gained, reducing the amount of rage needed, stuff like that. And that's the general thought process behind these traits. Just minor upgrades, but that in the long run will definitely help your gameplay. Now, as you can see, there are 3 golden traits, and these golden traits have a bigger impact on your gameplay than these minor traits. The first one, Fires of Odin. Whirlwind causes Raging Blow to lash out 2 streaks of fire for the next 6 seconds, dealing all damage in front of you. For fire damage, so deal all damage in front of you for extra damage after using Whirlwind by using Raging Blow. So more AoE damage, it's what it comes down to. The next one, Juggernaut. Execute increases the damage of Execute by 5% for 15 seconds. This effect stacks. So as the boss goes lower in health and you use Execute more, your damage for Execute is going to get higher and higher. Then the last one, Odin's Champion. When you use Rampage, Odin has a chance to declare you the champion of the Valajar for 10 seconds, causing you to generate 10 rage per second, and causes all special attacks to reduce the cooldown of all abilities by 3 seconds. So this is a more complicated one, but basically you have more rage and you get to use your cooldowns faster. Now here's the thing. At least for the Fury Warrior. This is Fury Warrior specific. They say in a lot of places your special attacks. I don't know if that means all abilities or if that's only for things like Rampage or Raging Blow. I don't know what the special attacks of special abilities of a warrior are. I doubt it'll be auto attacks, but I don't know if it's all spells or only the high cost ones. So if anyone has an answer to that, let me know in the comments, because I'm really curious as to which ones they are. Now, for the rest, that means we have these 3 golden traits, and you can choose which one you want to go for first. So if it's the more complicated one, you have to go spend points in Uncontrolled Rage first, and then Wrath and Fury, then Battle Scars, and finally Artifact Odin's Champion. So that means you have to have spent 3, 6, 9, 10. So 1,000 artifact power to get to Odin's Champion. Once you've done that, you can choose to go for one of the others. And if you want to go for Fires of Odin, it's probably easier to go via this road. So Unstoppable, Thirst for Battle, and then Blood Craze. Is it easier? Yeah, that's easier. But who knows? Maybe you like one of these minor traits better. So instead you'll go via Wrath and Fury, Helya's Wrath, Raging Berserker, Blood Craze, and then Fires of Odin. And that way you're closer to Juggernaut as well. It's really up to you to decide which path you want to take within your trait tree to obtain all the traits. Now, there was a blue tweet. They said it should take you between 1 and 3 months of obviously active gameplay to obtain all the traits. So that's it as far as traits go. We have a second tab here called Appearances. With it, we can change the color of our artifact and the model of our artifact. But as you can see, everything is locked down, so we can't do that right now. The quests. Skylord, if you're finished honing your weapons, I have something I wish to show you. It is time to begin the war in Azeroth. We have prepared a tool to direct your followers and stuff like that. If you will follow me, the Eye of Odin is a powerful scrying communication device. With it, you will be able to see the Broken Isles and send orders to your followers and enact your own special operations. Skyseer Grant will help you manage the Eye. Alright.
I spit on you!
It's been a while since I've talked to the living. I hope you don't mind if I assist you. Being slain in combat has given me a calmer outlook in this emergency than other warriors. Quests. The Legion thinks you're dead. It will be quite the surprise when you punish them for that assumption. This allows us to see all across the Broken Isles and assign warriors to various tasks. Once you've taken a look, you should choose your first area of operation. I've already picked out the best spots. So, when we click on this, it'll open a map. And currently we can't do anything with it because of a bug on the alpha. But normally, what this map does is you can choose from all of the zones in the Broken Isles where you want to start the regular questing experience. Do you want to go to High Mountain first, or Val'Sharah, Azuna? Here, this is Azuna. There we go. Or perhaps, what's the last one called again? Stormheim. And I assume you have to click on this or an icon somewhere in the zone, and then you can go start your questing experience there. Suramar is a level 110 zone only, so that's the one in the middle. You can also use the adventure map to send out your champions or followers, whatever you want to call them, to go on missions. And there'll be stuff like scouting missions that will unlock new content for you, so you'll be able to do that after they've come back from scouting it. And let me think, is there anything else? No, I think that's all regarding the adventure map. And that also means that's all regarding the artifact quest line for the Fury Warrior. Yeah, that's it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Protection is available, arms isn't yet. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments so I can answer them, or if you have requests for videos you want to be recorded on the alpha, let me know as well. I'll see what I can do. If you liked this video, please comment, subscribe, click on the like button. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can at twitter.com/bmezzy. Or you can follow me weekly at wowweekly, sorry, not wowweekly.net, well that's the website. But facebook.com/wowweekly. And whenever we put new content up, either on YouTube or on the website, and we put out written content as well, then you'll be notified. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm Mezzy, and I'll see you again next time.